installing the headliner in my 77 SE. There's Hammer, he's going to help. As you can see, we have already removed the sun visors. The car didn't have a headliner in it when I got it, so that was no problem. And we removed the Y pieces off the A-pillar posts. So next we'll be putting in the headliner, marking it, and getting it put up.
Through it, where the light is.
Okay, what we're going to do now is cut little X's where the sun visor holes are to help align this thing up. And there's your X, and we'll do one on the other side. Okay, what we've done now is we've used the sun visors to hold the front end up because the piece comes as a hole for a hard top. We're going to use those to hold the front, one of us will hold the back, and one of us will mark these out for the correct T-top cut. Okay, Hammer's inside holding up the headliner. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and mark where we're going to cut this with a Sharpie. And what you do is trace around where it meets the rubber, and we're going to come around the front to where we're going to make the front cut. And that's what you do.
Basically, we're just going to burn only through this rubber, the plastic piece.
Okay, we've got our T-top holes marked out. We've got a Dremel with a cutting wheel. Mike has on his OSHA safety glasses, and what we want to do now, as you heard him, is we want to cut through the line here, but we don't want to cut all the way through to the fabric itself. So we're just going to burn through and make these cuts real slowly. Okay, we've made our cut all the way around our line that we had. We peeled down the fabric here on the end. And then what we're doing is we're basically getting under here and pulling the plastic piece out where we cut. But you can see the T-top fabric is still intact. We didn't cut all the way through it. And you just pull the plastic piece out. Now you may need to keep your Dremel in hand if some of your cuts didn't go far enough to where you could pull it. You have to tweak them a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this panel out, and then we're going to move over to this side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. And then we'll show you what you do with the remaining headliner fabric. Going. Okay, what we're doing now, we've got both of the hard pieces removed, and we're going to show you the secret here. Mike is actually cutting about an inch away from the edge, and he's going to go all the way around. Some people think that you cut right up to the edge, but it doesn't work so well that way. So we're going to cut all the way around an inch from the edge, and in the corners we'll make little slits, kind of like a V, so it lays flat when you get to the corners. And then what we do is we take some 3M spray adhesive, and we'll spray it on the headliner, and we'll fold back the fabric part, and we'll show you how we do that in a minute. Okay, here you can see the V I was talking about. You make that in the corners to give it some relief when you, and right at the bottom. So when we push it over, you'll see how it works. Okay, so now we're just spraying a coating of the 3M spray adhesive all the way around the top. Now the 3M is going to cost you a little more than the other brand. It was about 20 bucks a can, but this is the stuff you want. So when you go to the auto parts store or whatever store it is, be sure you ask them for the 3M. So you can see what we're doing now is you're just taking the fabric and bending it back across the lip to the area that was spray adhesed. And you're going to do the same on the sides as well. And when you pull this over, be sure you stretch it all the way out. That's how we do it. And then we'll just finish up right over here. and that's how we do it. It's all the way around. Okay, if you've done everything correctly, or at least the way we've did it, this is how it should look when it's done. You can see the edges are all bent over and stuck down with the 3M spray glue all the way down. And the same thing on the other side. And as Mike just pointed out, if you look around where the manufacturer made it, they use the exact same technique with the 3M spray glue and folding it over. So now the entire piece is as it should be for the Hurst T-top car, and this will work the same for a Fisher. You would just measure your holes a little differently. Okay, so now you see that we've got the sun visors in the front here holding it up. The other one's over there. It was a little bit more difficult, so what we did was we actually took the visor part off of the support, and we were able to line it up and get it screwed in. And now we are putting the dome light in it, and we'll be progressing from here. Okay, so we put the dome light in, and that held up the middle, and then we went to the back, and we are screwing in the back
trim piece, yeah.
Trim piece here to hold up the back of the headliner. Everything so far has taken about an hour. So if you're following along schedule, you should be doing good right about now. Just tightening up these last few screws. Okay, we did the back, and now we have moved to the front trim piece here. We're just tightening down the screws now. The Y pieces that go at the end of the pillar posts are being tightened in as well. And now we have a new headliner in the car. So all we got to do is fit it under the weather stripping, and we'll be all set. Just like that, in one couple short hours, a brand new headliner in a car that didn't have one. Remember, you could go to transamgear.com and get your headliner too.